Whoa! Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back here. We're going to talk about my 10 favorite matches of October 2023. This is video number what in the ongoing series where I just talk about my 10 favorite matches of the month. I've been doing it since, I believe, May of this year, so a couple months in, and looks like I'm just going to be doing this for excuse me, oh my god, foreseeable future. Now, last month in October, a lot of busy things going on, wrestling world-wise and personal-wise. I did a little something on my main channel, Z-Rise Films, called Spooky Month, where every single video I made for the entire month of October was Halloween-themed, Halloween-related, spooky-related, so that means I posted like horror films and stuff like that, movie reviews, all sorts of things. But while all that was going on, I was also watching a lot of wrestling. You'll even see some Impact matches in here, because I was just watching as much wrestling as I could. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's see here. Okay, so we're going to start with my 10 favorites. Of course, this is in no order. I haven't ranked them from least favorite to favorite of the month, but maybe that's for a different time. Maybe we're going to do that at the end of the year. Who knows? But here we go. So, I guess we'll just go by show. Okay, we'll just go by show here. No, that doesn't make any sense. Throw that out. We're just going to go by my favorite matches. Here we go. So, starting off the list, we have at AEW Wrestle Dream on October 1st. For the ROH World Championship and New Japan Strong Openweight Championship, Eddie Kingston defends against Katsuyori Shibata. Now, I've said it before and I still say it again. Shibata is one of my favorite wrestlers, maybe ever. And I'm so glad that he's kind of in the AEW family now. And Eddie Kingston is slowly becoming one of my favorites to look up to and look forward to. Just his knowledge and his love for pro wrestling really bleeds out onto the screen and all the matches that he participates in. And this match was great. It was hard-hitting, it was fast, it was quick, and I gave it 4 stars. Star ratings don't mean anything to anyone anymore, but to me, that's my star rating. That's how I like to see it. Okay, alrighty. Next up on the same show, this might have been the best of the month. I gave this one 5 stars. I don't think I gave anything else 5 stars. Yeah, okay, so this is my favorite of the month. Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. at AEW Wrestle Dream. I really, really enjoyed this one. I was very much looking forward to it. It is a dream match in all of dream matches. A lot of people were complaining about this online. Who is Zack Sabre Jr.? Why should we care? There's no story going into this. It's a very subtle story, if you might. These two have been wanting to wrestle each other for a very long time now, and if you didn't know that, then yeah, this might seem a little random to you, but you can't deny what you see in the match is incredible. Two people at the top of their game, submission specialists all around, each trying to tap each other out. And you notice that Zack Sabre Jr. does this thing where he gets a hold on you, and if he doesn't make you tap in at least 5 seconds, then he switches to another hold. And that's something you gotta look out for in this match, because there are so many holds. It's great. And if you're a fan of technical wrestling and submission style and stuff like that, then this match is for you. I gave this one 5 stars. It was just very perfect. Moving on from Wrestle Dream, we'll come back to Wrestle Dream. On AEW Dynamite on October 10th for the #1 contenders match for the TNT Championship, we have Bryan Danielson versus Swerve Strickland. This is another Bryan Danielson match. It was the #1 contender match for Christian Cage's TNT Championship, which is also a great match between Bryan and Christian. This match I thought was pretty much on the same level. It was just very interesting, very unique. These two, I don't think had ever wrestled together before or against each other before. And it looks like this final act of Bryan's career is just going to be wrestling everybody that he's wanted to wrestle ever. So he's always wanted to wrestle Zack Sabre, he's gonna wrestle Zack Sabre. He's always wanted to wrestle Okada, he's gonna wrestle Okada. So on and so forth. And you gotta think that Swerve was probably on that list somewhere, so that's why this match happened. And Bryan won it. And yeah, it was just a great entertaining match. Next up, at New Japan Royal Quest 3, we have Zack Sabre Jr., another Zack Sabre, versus Will Osprey. I gave this one 4.5 stars. This was so close to being a 5-star match. The reason why it wasn't 5 is because I just enjoyed Bryan and Zack Sabre just a little bit better. But this one was also just a masterpiece. It was pretty much perfect, though. It's probably a 5 if you want to go by star ratings and stuff like that. But personal enjoyment-wise, I loved it. These two guys are great. I think Will Ospreay is having the best year out of any wrestler. You know, you Roman lovers are going to be like, no, Roman Reigns is the greatest of all time because he is our tribal chief. We should acknowledge him. But nay, nay, nay. I think Will Ospreay, this is his year. He has dominated 2023, and he isn't stopping. The year's not even over. So, 4.5 stars for that one right there. Next up, a WWE match. We have for Monday Night Raw on October 16th. This was just a fun, crazy, kooky match for it's a Falls Count match between Shinsuke Nakamura versus Ricochet. Now, I very rarely watch Monday Night Raw these days. If anything, I have nothing going on and I say, you know what, we'll check out Raw. Or I hear that Cody Rhodes is going to do something to somebody and I say, you know what, we'll check out Raw. Just a little bit. But I haven't watched an entire Raw from front to back in a very long time. Usually just clips and stuff like that. But I did happen to catch this one on TV live as it was playing. You see, it's just one of those things where if I catch it live, I'll watch it. And I watched this one. And I liked what I saw. You know, Ricochet and Shinsuke, two greats. Shinsuke's already a legend. If you look at the whole scope of his career, not just WWE-wise, he's a legend. He's done it all. I just saw him wrestle Toshiaki Kawada in the Tokyo Dome at Wrestle Kingdom from like 2005, I believe, 2006. And what a match that was. Of course, it's not... This match isn't as good as the Kawada match, of course, but what I'm trying to say is Shinsuke's done it all. And he continues to do it all. And he's a legend, for sure. Next up, we have 2 matches from Impact, Bound for Glory. Again, I don't really watch Impact. I don't really keep up with it too much. But I see stuff here and there. I watch match here and there. Stuff that I hear good things about. And these are 2 matches from the same show. One of them being the Monsters Ball between PCO, Rhino, Steve Macklin, and Moose. This match is just bonkers. It's bananas. It's wild. You got PCO being like a madman. He's a Frankenstein from hell. He just won't go down. He keeps getting back up. You can't keep the man down. And I think he really stole the show in this one. And Rhino. Gotta love Rhino, of course. ECW legend for life. Next up, from the same show, Will Ospreay versus Speedball Mike Bailey. Now, people were roaring over this one. 5 stars, 6 stars, 7 stars. Again, I don't know why I keep talking about stars. They really don't matter at the end of the day. It's all about your opinion, but the vast majority of people really love this match, so I was like, you know what, I'll go check it out. I thought it was good. I thought it was about a 4 stars if we're comparing it to other star ratings. But 4 stars for me. It was good. It was fast-paced. Yeah, I think this is one of the first Mike Bailey matches I've ever seen. I don't know too much about the guy, but he definitely has my interest from here on out. Alright, going back to Wrestle Dream for a little bit. As I told you, we got 2 matches from Wrestle Dream. One of them being a massive 6-man tag match between Konosuke Takeshita, Sammy Guevara, and Will Ospreay versus Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, and Kota Ibushi. All these guys are pretty good wrestlers in their own right, except for Sammy. I just don't like Sammy at all. But other than that, everybody else, pretty solid guy. Gotta love Kenny Omega. Gotta love Kota Ibushi as well. The Golden Lovers are back at it again, but this time teaming with Chris Jericho. Now, you know, I saw this match on the card and I say, oh man, it's just gonna be a flip show all out. No one's selling anything. It's just gonna be crazy. And it was. It was that, but god dang it, I enjoyed it. So I said, they got me again. So, yeah. I enjoyed it. Next up, it was the main event of Wrestle Dream, and you all know what happened in this one. The 2 out of 3 falls match for the TNT Championship. Christian Cage defends against Darby Allin. I was surprised, spoiler alert, when Darby did not win the match, but he got his ass handed to him by Christian Cage, and rightfully so. I mean, Christian Cage, again, just like Will Osprey, I think he's just killing it, and he's having an amazing, amazing year. Will Osprey and Christian are probably my 2 favorites of the year, maybe, so far. In terms of growth and what they've accomplished this year. We'll put Bryan Danielson and MJF up there as well, for sure. And we'll put LA Knight up there. And we'll put Gunther up there. Oh man, do I have to do a top 10 wrestlers of the year list? Oh my goodness, let me know if that's something you guys would want to see. But anyways, this match was crazy. Of course, Darby getting dumped on the steps. And, you know, it wasn't really an Extreme Rules match or no holds barred. So, say what you want about that. But crazy stuff did happen. Christian ripped up the ring and then he had the big Edge return at the end. Sorry, Adam Copeland return. Alright, so before we get to the last match we're going to talk about here, I got 3 honorable mentions. 3 matches that didn't quite make the top 10, but are still pretty good in their own right. I should have added Bryan versus Christian Cage on here, but it looks like I forgot to add it, so just make a mental note, that match is on here. But including that, we have from AEW Collision on October 28th, 2023, Ricky Starks versus Dax Harwood. I thought this was a great, fast, hard-hitting match, and these are 2 guys that really know what they're doing. 3.5 stars. Next up, we have the massive tag team match that main evented this episode of Dynamite. Orange Cassidy and Kazuchika Okada versus Bryan Danielson and Claudio Castagnoli. This is the one where Bryan broke his orbital bone, so to speak, and that's very sad. I wish him all the best on his road to recovery, but I don't know. I just love seeing Okada and Okada matches, and he's just a master at whatever he's in. I don't like Orange Cassidy, though. Honorable mentions, also from AEW Dynamite, different AEW Dynamite. On October 18th, we have Hikaru Shida versus Emi Sakura in a women's title eliminator match. I believe I've included Emi in some matches in the previous months. I just really like her style, and I think Hikaru Shida is a great women's champion. I will say that they should give her a little bit of a story. Put her in a hot feud or something with somebody. They got something going on with Toni Storm that's going to lead to Full Gear later, which I will be attending. So next month it's going to be a little bit of biasness because I'm going to be at Full Gear and we might see some great matches. But yeah, give Shida a good story, because she deserves it. And the last match we're going to talk about today that makes the top 10 is going to be from October 28th, at the very tail end of the month. MJF versus Kenny Omega for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. What can I say about this one? This was practically a 5-star match. I gave it 4.5 here, but whatever. You know, I have this... You know, when they announced MJF versus Jay White for Full Gear, I was very excited because it's in LA and I live close to LA, and I say, you know, that's going to be great. But the way that story is going, it's kind of been a rocky road. It's had some ups, it's had some downs, and frankly, I think the story that they could have told between MJF and Kenny Omega could have been much better, and I think could have worked better as a Full Gear main event, if you know what I'm saying. Because the story writes itself. MJF is having this great, wonderful year. Kenny Omega is not. He's at the bottom. MJF is practically undefeated for the entire year. Kenny Omega has lost like every match this year. MJF is almost the longest reigning champion. Kenny Omega has that spot. Kenny Omega, as his last hope, needs to climb his way back to the top and defend his so-called streak. MJF says, okay, that's a story right there, folks. That's a story. Other than Jay White stealing MJF's belt for like a month and saying, you can't get it. I don't know. So, this match was fantastic. I would have paid to see this match in person. They need to do something with Kenny at Full Gear, because I'm going to be there, and I really want to see him live. As you can tell, I'm probably a big Kenny Omega fan. But yeah, 4.5 stars for this match. I thought it was just excellent. Just go out and watch it. Alright folks, that was my top 10 matches of October 2023. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to leave a playlist in the description of all the other kinds of videos I've done just like this. And don't forget to check out my own Wrestling Federation, Supercharged Wrestling, which you can watch also, the link in the description. Goodbye everyone. Good night.